I'd like to call the Town of Smithfield Zoning Board of Review to order for this evening, November 1st, 2023. Board members, hope you've had a chance to review the meeting minutes of our September 6th meeting. If you have, I'd accept the motion to approve.
Jim, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Any further discussion, changes, modifications? Okay, not hearing any. All in favor? Aye. Yeah, correct. Richard and Ed get to abstain, right? So, Linda, you need to second the
I'll
motion.
second the motion.
Okay, very good. And then the other three of us can, I'll revote. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. I jumped right into the meeting without announcing who's here tonight, which with us is Richard Leverly, John Hunt, the clerk is Donna Carrero. I'm James Busman, the chairman. The assistant solicitor is Mr. David Ursillo, vice chairman Linda Marcello, voting member Ed Savito, and Peter Labuti, alternate. And our stenographer is Carol Ogden. I guess we should read the safety instructions.
Okay, in the case of an emergency, there are two main exits out of the chambers. The first is to the left side of the stage, up the stairs, and down the stairway out to the back of the town hall. The second is out the back of the chambers, to the stairway out to the front of the town hall. Men's facilities are through the back of the chambers, around the corner on the right, and ladies' facilities are through the back door, up the stairs, and on the left. Please do not use the elevator in times of emergency.
Thank you, Donna. Members, you should have received by email the 2024 schedule of meetings. Without further ado, if someone would like to make a motion to accept the calendar, you can do so.
I'll make a motion that we accept the calendar as written.
Second. Yeah. I don't. No, I don't know. Okay, so motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion regarding the calendar? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. That's the calendar for next year. 1 minute. And Donna, we don't have any old business, correct?
That's correct.
All right, would you read the first case then, please?
Case 23-021, Heritage Hills Property LLC is applicant and owner of property located at 80 Douglas Pike, listed as plat 42, lot 138, seek a variance to deviate from section 4.4.B-5E, congregate housing, life care facility, or nursing home, and a special use permit under section 4.3.B.5C, nursing home, to construct an addition in a planned development district.
Okay,
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. What would you do without me? Huh?
hello, Mr. Kane.
I'm happy to be here on behalf of Heritage Hills Property LLC for an application for a special use permit and a variance. The variance is that the ordinance requires that we be connected to sewers, but it's not. It's been there for a long time, and it has a septic system, which our engineer, Dave D'Amico, will address. As you can see, the proposed addition is to the existing facility. That facility is a 100-bed nursing home. We are not adding, or my client is not adding any additional beds. He's reallocating 12 to single rooms. So we'll still have 100 total beds, but to reallocate 12 beds, so there'll be, this addition will have 12 single room units. And there's a need for that because of isolation, COVID, and things of that. So there's definitely a market need and a medical need to have single bed units. So again, 100 beds, the facility is going to remain at 100 beds, they're just reallocating. The footprint of the addition is, just had it in front of me, approximately 7,464 square feet. It's a 2-story addition, and the rooms would be on the second floor. The property is 17 acres, so it's certainly a decent sized parcel. We're not asking for any dimensional variances. There's certainly enough room to accommodate the addition. It's a fairly straightforward application. We don't see any issues with wetlands, grading, lot coverage, or setbacks. And I'm going to be brief. I'm going to bring Mr. D'Amico up. He'll just walk you through the site. He's our professional engineer. And we also have Matt Wendorf from Robertson Green Beretta Architects, in case you have any questions for him. So Dave?
Please state your name and address for the record, please.
David D'Amico. I am with D'Amico Engineering Technologies with offices at 2080 Mineral Spring Avenue in North Providence.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please proceed.
So Dave, just quickly, you're obviously familiar with the application, are you not?
Yes, sir.
You're familiar with the site.
Yes.
And could you just walk the board through the site and explain a little bit about the upgrades to the septic system needed to be made to accommodate the addition?
Yes. Yes. So briefly, sheet 1 of 3. The entrance is about 630 feet south of the Twin River Douglas Pike intersection. There's a approximately 1,000-foot driveway that leads up to the site, which the body of the primary acreage is in the back of the site, which, as you know, is over 16 acres, 16.94 acres. There is a single building on there, on the site. Now, it's pretty much to the north of the site. If you look at it, I did put an inset of the entire parcel. You are not looking at the entire parcel in the existing condition. It does currently have 90 parking spaces, and we did an analysis, and it meets the current parking relative to beds and employees. Right now, if you looked at the parking, it would require 77 spaces, and the site has 90 right now. So that's essentially the existing conditions. It does have water. It does not have sewer. It's not connected to sewer, and it has quite a large septic system to the south of the building. If you look on sheet 3 of 3, it shows the 7,464 square foot addition on the south side of the existing building. It was the most efficient location for that. You can see it's not really near any setbacks. One thing it does do is there are some there is a grease trap and there is an old septic tank in the area where we would have to go in with the addition, and that would need to be relocated. So we would need to, it would be essentially a modification to the existing system, and we would have to apply to DEM for that. Now, there are no beds, no additional beds, which would generally add flow to the system. So we will have to prove to DEM that there are no additional flow. And what we generally do is we take the current meter readings, and we look at the water meter readings and we compare it to the original design. They will make us do that. So that's something that I am used to doing. I've been doing that quite a bit with some of the schools projects that have been throughout the state that have connected to septic systems like this. So relative to that, if you just look, I'll just quickly go over sheet 3 of 3. That is where we will just take the roof runoff and we will we're going to propose a subsurface drainage system that will take the roof runoff and infiltrate it into the ground. In looking at the data for the OWTS system that was upgraded in the 2000s, the soil is very favorable for that over there. So we would go with that. And that's pretty much it relative to
So
the
you haven't done
overall.
any new test pits or new boring or analysis? You're going on information from 2000?
Well, I am going on that right now at this stage, but I would do a test hole in that area, yes.
So before you design the subsurface structures, foundations, whatever, you'll have new boring information?
Yes, sir.
Mr. D'Amico, question on just a floor. So the first floor is actually the top, is that it? The basement is, just want to make sure. This is the first floor here. This is
Basement's
the
a basement.
And there's nothing going in the basement right now? You don't have any, all the beds are on the first floor then?
I
Is that
believe,
correct?
I believe that's,
And you don't have any plans for the basement level?
I want to leave that to the architect.
Okay. Before, Dave, before you sit down, the stormwater management system that you show on page 3 of 3, that is strictly stormwater for the addition.
Correct. Yes, sir.
The stormwater for the existing building will remain as is.
That is correct, yes.
What were you saying you had to relocate? for the addition?
The system is to the south of this, the major system. So if you can see my limits of disturbance line, just south of that or to the bottom of the page is where the system is. You can kind of see how it's notched out of the trees there. It's quite large. There are some older septic tanks from older, because there were additions on this, and some additions added to this system. So there was a grease trap and a septic tank. It looks like a relatively small septic tank. Those need to be relocated out of the footprint of the addition.
But they're not currently active.
We believe they are, yes.
They are currently active.
Yes, yep, they're currently active, yep. We're gonna have to, we don't know for 100% sure whether we can do that inside the building and with how we pipe them to their new location, but they're gonna need to be relocated out of that footprint. Excuse me.
And this will all be part of the DOT, DEM review.
Yes, yep. Yeah, so it's a modification. Any movement of of septic tanks, grease traps, stuff like that, it would be a application to modify the system.
All right, we can go to the architect if you're finished, Mr. D'Amico.
I am. Thank you.
Hi, please state your name and address for the record, please.
Good evening. My name is Matthew Wendorf. I'm with RGB Architects in Providence. Oh, Wendorf, Wendorf, with RGB Architects out of Providence.
You
So
swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. To answer your question initially, just so we get that out of the way, the existing building is a single story at the front of the building. Since the site itself slopes down towards the back of the building, there is an exposed basement level, but the total height of the building does not exceed the existing height. So we're maintaining that single floor just for access for patients. There's no traversing 2 stories to go back and forth.
So if you're not adding any new beds, where are you eliminating the beds?
So existing in the facility, there are currently 2-bed and 3-bed rooms, which are going to be modified. So the existing 3-bedroom rooms are going to get reduced down to 2 bedrooms, and then those additional beds that are removed essentially are relocated to the addition.
So I believe Attorney Kane said that this is a 2-story addition, but the first level is really a basement that's unoccupied.
Correct, yeah. If you were to, it is technically a single story with a basement level below, but we wanted to make sure that was clear that there are 2 accessible levels in here, but nothing's going above the height of the existing roof line.
So the existing roof line will be the roof line of the addition.
Correct.
Okay.
No plans for that basement at all? It's strictly an open space?
So it's currently so in this particular phase, they're gonna leave it as unallocated space down there. There was discussion potentially for utilizing it for additional services in the future, but at this time, it's gonna be a storage space for the facility.
Any further questions, board members? Are you running any new utilities for the facility?
There are no new utilities, everything that is.
So there's enough power?
That is on site.
Okay.
As far as where we're right now, yes, everything that's on site. There will be additional panels added for the addition that are separate, but it'll be addressed when we have our consultants and engineers on board to make sure that there's sufficient power for the entire facility.
Okay.
So I'm assuming water, gas, all utilities are accepted as they are right now?
Correct.
I saw something in the engineering report about addressing the outdoor lighting.
Yes, so there were a few items in that. Yes.
I was just going to ask you if you'd seen the technical committee's report.
Yes, I was also given a hard copy earlier today as well. Yes, so to answer your question for the lighting itself, that is an item that I can work with the client on to see if we can bring all of the outdoor lighting up. As far as currently what it is, any of the new lighting that will be added will be compliant with this. And I can see if the owner is amenable to having additional outdoor lighting upgraded to make sure that it meets these codes.
So it sounds like we're looking for a best effort.
Yeah,
Certainly, any new lighting for the new addition has to meet all the
Yes.
new outdoor lighting codes. And to the extent possible, we'd like to see all the lighting upgraded.
Yes. Yep.
Might be cost effective too.
Could be.
LEDs, yeah.
Certainly, yeah.
There are other comments relative to landscaping and stormwater improvements, et cetera. Any approval will be contingent upon those requirements also being met.
Of course, yes. I think all of the comments that are in this report, I think are easily obtainable and are going to be things that are going to be, that would have been included in the next phase of the plans that were submitted for permitting anyways. So we have no objections to any of the items that were listed in this.
And not that it would restrict our ability to approve your variances tonight, but or the special use tonight. But the building official was very specific about some safety requirements within the design that need to be addressed, and I assume that you'll be.
Yes, yeah, so there's, and I can work closely with the building official as well.
Please, okay.
There's going to be review from them, as well as the fire department generally is going to have a fire plan review that's going to occur prior to any permitting for this as well. So those comments will get picked up, incorporated into our plans, if any, and then issued.
Right? You look like you're looking for something, Rich.
I guess I was looking for a egress, local egress out of the other one. Does that just go to the deck, or does it actually go down to the ground in the first floor?
The new addition you're talking about?
Yeah, because you need
Yep.
2 egresses, right? So
There is. So there's one additional egress stair that's added at the end of the wing itself.
yeah.
That's a egress stair that goes down past the basement level, and egress is on grade. There's on grade. There is also an existing stair that is directly to the east, plan east, that is existing directly where the building is being attached to the existing that is there. So those are your 2 means of egress out. Both of those exit to grade.
Richard, are you looking at the staff report that mentioned something about egress or travel way?
I didn't get the copy of the report because I got something from September 6th in my email. So it's kind of like, huh?
Whoops. How about the people who are out on that deck, they can go back in the building and that's considered?
Yeah, so it was, the deck is added for access for patients that are looking to utilize and
I get that.
gain that, yeah.
But if they gotta evacuate the building, they gotta go back in to evacuate the
They just go
building?
down the stairs.
So in the rendering, there was a couple different iterations. In the rendering, the deck was there. If there is a deck in the future proposed, as the rendering shows, there will be a door directly from that into the egress stair tower. There's more than enough space within that location to just have a door directly out.
Okay, board members, if you have no further questions, I'll open up the public hearing.
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you. Open up the public hearing. Anybody like to speak in favor of this application? Would anyone like to speak in opposition to this application? Not hearing any. Before I close the public hearing, Mr. Kane, would you like to finish with anything?
For clarification, I misstated on the application, there's actually a house on this property too. And, well, it's not a house, it looks like a house, it's not used for a house. I put residential use on the application, and I didn't do my homework enough. It's used for training, nobody lives there. So I just want you to know that, all right? So this structure that looks like a house, nobody lives there, it's used, they used it to train employees. And as far as the process goes, we have been before the planning board for master plan approval. They did recommend that you approve the special use permit dimensional variance. If you see fit to approve, we go back to planning for preliminary and then final. So it's a full process. 100 employees, 52 max at any one shift. So it's a good asset for the town. You know, fortunately, we may all need to go to a place like this someday, hopefully not. So it's a good employer, it's a good asset for the town, and it will add to the tax base also, the addition. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. All right, with that, I'd entertain a motion, we take this under advisement. Oh, I'm sorry, let me close the public hearing. Now I'd like to entertain a motion to take this under
Make
advisement.
a motion to take this under advisement?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. With that, we can, I guess we can entertain a motion on this case.
Chair, I'll make a motion that we approve as applied. We have to have a motion to go to
I
deliberation.
gotta take, technically, we need a motion to go into deliberations.
I'll make a motion that we go into deliberations, please.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, first case for deliberations 23-021, Heritage Hills property, the nursing home expansion.
Make a motion, then.
Make a motion, Mr. Chairman, that we approve as applied.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussions, questions? I think I would like to just say that the motion be modified to say that all suggestions and directions in the technical review study will be addressed and incorporated.
That's fine.
Okay?
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
So, and that's only to the extent applicable, right? Because I know one of the comments was about 12 additional beds.
Yes, yes.
That it's adopted and incorporated
To the extent,
to the extent it's applicable. Because there was one comment that may not have, once we heard the testimony, slightly.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.